What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today it's a versus video. The Honor Magic 7 RSR versus the Samsung S25 Ultra versus the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. I'm going to talk you through my experience using the phones, the unboxings, the hardware, the software, the cameras, the price, and then ultimately, after I've given you all my thoughts and opinions, I'm going to let you decide which phone I use as my Android daily driver. Let's go. So for those new to the channel that don't know me, I am the Average Dad and I am obsessed with tech, in particular phones from outside the Western market. My channel focuses on Xiaomi, Oppo, Huawei, Honor and everything in between. And if you also don't know me, you will not know that I love to travel around with three phones. I have my foldable phone of choice, which currently is the Oppo N5, and I think this might be the best foldable phone I've ever used. I also have my iPhone of choice, which is whatever Pro Max variant. This is a 15 Pro Max. I'm using the 16 Pro Max to record my video. And then I have an Android candy bar phone. Over the past month or so, I have switched between the S25 Ultra, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, and the Magic 7 RSR. But now it's time to get rid of the two that I will not be using because I don't need three flagship Android candy bar phones. So as mentioned, I will be posting a community post after this video. You can place your vote as to which phone I should use as my daily driver. And as a benefit to you, the two phones that are not chosen will be added to the Average Dad Tech Store use section with 25% off. Yes, two phones, 25% off. And these phones are mint condition, used for a week or two at most. So, without further ado, let's talk about the unboxing experience on these three phones. Now, luckily for Samsung, the choice will not be made purely on unboxing experience because, well, the S25 Ultra is quite simply a sham. Inside the box you get the phone, a charging cable and a SIM ejection tool. Full stop, no case, no plug. But hey, this is just what you expect from Samsung, Apple, Google and a few others these days. However, moving on to the second best unboxing in these three, it's the Xiaomi. The Xiaomi comes with everything you need. This is the Hong Kong Global Edition, which means it does ship with the 90 watt UK charger from the Average Dad Tech Store. You also get a clear TPU case, which isn't my favourite. I would highly recommend going to AliExpress or Xiaomi and buying another case, if indeed you rock a case, which I don't. And of course you got the cable, SIM ejection tool. And now the Honor RSR. This takes the crown in the unboxing round. I mean, just look at it. This is the purple variant. I have owned the grey variant as well. I actually have a sealed 0.5 terabyte grey RSR for sale on the used section. I've taken £200 off that, so £999 for a brand new sealed Honor Magic 7 RSR in grey. And that unboxing experience is fantastic. With the global version you see here, you get two charging cables and two charging plugs, a UK and a European adapter, and you get a super premium case for the phone. One of the very few cases I actually put on a mobile phone these days. So, unboxing clearly to the Magic 7 RSR. While I'm at it, we're going to talk about hardware, and the first thing I want to talk about is the speakers. Very quick clips here, but trust me, the Magic 7 RSR crushes the Samsung and Xiaomi. I would actually give second place to Samsung for speakers and third place to Xiaomi. However, it's super close between Xiaomi and Samsung, whereas Honor is miles ahead in front. Take a listen. Now, in terms of displays, the Samsung claws a few points back here over the Honor, as does the Xiaomi. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra and the S25 Ultra from Samsung boast WQHD resolution displays, the sharpest panels that you can get on the market just now. Both 120Hz, both brighter than the surface of the sun if you want to view content outside. The Honor isn't exactly bad, but when you're paying a lot of money and you have the most flagship specs imaginable across the rest of the device, why would they put a full HD plus resolution screen on it? And no, to the human eye, it doesn't actually make too much of a difference. In fact, to my eyes, it makes no difference. But I just want the best specs when I'm paying this amount of money, and we'll talk about price later. A confusing decision from Honor not to put a WQHD plus resolution screen on here, and simply because the Samsung is a fully flat 6.9 inch display compared to the 6.73 inch slightly curved display of the Xiaomi, I would have to give Samsung first place, Xiaomi second, and Honor third place in terms of displays. And to finish off the hardware, we have to talk about the build quality. In this area, I cannot discernibly tell you there's a massive difference. Conveniently, with these being flagship phones, they come with flagship specs. All three phones are IP68/69 water and dust resistant. Go ahead, take it swimming, do whatever you want to do, drown someone with it if they're really pissing you off. And then there's the build quality. Two of the phones, the Honor and the Xiaomi, come with an aluminium build and their proprietary glass protection. There is crystal glass protection on the Honor, with Xiaomi having its in-house proprietary glass shield. Then the one we all know and love is Gorilla Glass. This is the only phone, the Samsung is the only phone to have Gorilla Glass 2 armor, I believe, to this point globally. And I'll be honest, folks, glass is still obviously glass, and if you drop it hard enough, it is going to crack. But in terms of micro scratches and durability, I've not had any issues whatsoever. The main thing you want to look out for a flagship phone is you do want that IP68 rating, and they all have it. So I'll call build quality a draw. Even though Samsung do have titanium rails, it ain't enough to win this category. Moving on to the insides of these devices, let's talk about the SoC. So the system on a chip on all three of these phones is the latest and greatest Snapdragon Elite chip with the Adreno 830 GPU. Now, what does that mean in layman's terms? The fastest and most powerful phones you can buy with your cold hard cash today. You could use any one of these phones to send 1 billion rockets to 1 million stars, or just play Genshin Impact or Candy Crush if that's what floats your boat. And sticking with the internals/software, we have to discuss the actual skins. All are based on Android 15, but they all have slightly different implementations. If I were to rank Samsung's One UI, Xiaomi's HyperOS, and Honor's Magic OS, I would put Samsung's One UI at the top, purely from a customization with the Good Lock app, ease of use, features, compatibility with all my Samsung gear. I love One UI, always have, and of course the Samsung is the only one that boasts S Pen support, and while it's not Bluetooth, it's still handy for signing documents every now and then. Xiaomi's HyperOS is improved, but not as improved as Magic OS. Magic OS used to be the Playmobil version of software, in my opinion. It was very childlike, with massive animations, massive buttons. Now it's definitely more refined, with some really cool features like the Honor Portal. However, I don't own any other Honor or Xiaomi products, so I don't necessarily blame Xiaomi and Honor for this, but in my experience, which is what this comparison versus video is, I far prefer using Samsung's One UI. And before we talk about the main event, the cameras, we have to discuss the battery. And again, three very different approaches to battery, with Samsung very much lagging behind. The S25 Ultra has the same 5000 mAh battery as the S22 Ultra, and the same 45 watts wired charging and 15 watts wireless. Folks, this is a disgrace in 2025 to have a phone charge 15 watts wirelessly. Yeah, I can't condone this, and Samsung very, very comfortably take the L and wooden spoon in this category. In second place would be the Xiaomi, however, there's nothing to be sniffed at here. There's 90 watts wired charging, with the charger included in the box, remember, 80 watts wireless charging, and it's a 5410 mAh cell. So faster wireless, faster wired, and a larger battery. But then there's the Honor, which kind of crushes the other two. It's 100 watts wired charging, with an EU and UK charger included in the box through the Average Dad Tech Store. It's 80 watts wireless charging with the proprietary Honor charger, 50 watts on other 50 watt enabled wireless chargers. And the pièce de résistance is the battery capacity, 5850 mAh. So the fastest charging and the largest capacity battery of the three. Congratulations, Honor. Again, I hark back to the lack of Quad HD display. You've given us the best specs known to man, yet scrimped on the display. And now, finally, let's talk cameras. All three phones are in the top 5 camera phones of 2025 so far. I mean, that's quite obvious because we've yet to get the Vivo X200 Ultra and the Oppo X8 Ultra, which, by the way, will be on the store in a matter of weeks. So let's start with the S25 Ultra, a quad camera setup with extremely versatile focal lens, many different focal ranges, a 200 megapixel main and 50 megapixels throughout the rest. There is no denying this is an extremely good camera system. But compared to the lenses on the Honor RSR, which are far bigger and far better, and that zoom on the RSR with its artificial intelligence is just mind-blowing. I would have given the Honor the crown until a week ago when I got the Xiaomi 15 Ultra in China, and it's the Samsung and the Honor combined. And what I mean by that is the Xiaomi has a quad camera rear setup, 50 megapixels throughout, apart from that telephoto, which is 200 megapixels, and it might just beat Honor's AI zoom. Yes, the zoom on the 15 Ultra is phenomenal. I will be doing an in-depth camera comparison between the RSR and 15 Ultra, so if you haven't already, smash subscribe. Honestly, folks, the Xiaomi has just blown me away with its Leica partnership and different photographic styles. Yeah, colour me impressed. But the RSR is super close to the 15 Ultra. And the S25 Ultra isn't bad. So while I give 1 to the Xiaomi, 2 to the Honor and 3 to the Samsung, I'd be happy using these phones for photos and videos every day of the week. And on that note with videos, the Xiaomi and the Samsung do have 4K 120 frames per second with 8K video recording. However, the Honor taps out at 4K 60 with no 8K video recording. Another very strange move when they have the capabilities in the Elite chip and clearly have the camera, lenses and sensors to do it. Strange. So now that we've got all the specs out the way on paper and I've told you about how I use them with this software, I just want to finish off by saying all three of these phones are absolutely fantastic, and there's definitely recency bias when it comes to the Xiaomi and the Honor. Samsung has the Apple issue. People are shocked and surprised that I use an iPhone to record all my videos, and I've always got an iPhone when travelling. And I think the main reason they're surprised is they expect me to have the craziest phone like the RSR or the 15 Ultra on me on all times. But with the S25 Ultra, it's the iPhone of Android, meaning it's just Mr. Reliable. And I'm not marking it down for that per se. It just doesn't bring with it the level of excitement that other Android phones from Oppo and Xiaomi and Honor and Huawei give. I guess Samsung have just got a bit stale. So, as I mentioned, you are going to decide which one I keep and which two I sell on the store with 25% off. The poll will be live on the community page for the next 24 hours. As soon as that 24 hours passes, those two that I'm not keeping will be added to the store. I've also not mentioned many other candy bar phones that came out at the tail end of last year, like the Oppo X8 Pro and the Vivo X200 Pro. I say this every single time. We are so spoiled. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this little versus video and you've got your fill. I will be back on Sunday night at 8 PM with my full review of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Until next time.